Welcome to Hoop Paradise. This is going to be part of a series of weekly videos where I just recap the storylines, top players of the past NBA week. And as you know, NBA kicked off last Tuesday. This video is being filmed on Monday, October 28th. I'm pretty sure I'm releasing it on the 29th, just so I can make sure all the editing is good. I would like to start doing this weekly, just giving my thoughts and opinions, and of course, I'm just going to start having guests on very soon, so look forward to that. A couple things I want to talk about in this video. The Chicago Bulls, shout out Tyler Vondry. That's going to be for you because I can't stand Chicago sports right now. Cubs, terrible season. Just got David Ross though, so shout out to that. Bears, Eddie Pinheiro, Mitch Trubisky, that team is so god-awful. Bulls, I have positive things to say and negative things to say, so that's where we're going to start. So I intended to film this video the day after the Bulls season opener against the Charlotte Hornets. My big takeaway from that game, although the outcome was disappointing, was that almost everyone contributed, besides a few role players. Lowry came up big in that game. Lauri Markkanen was huge in the post and especially in the mid-range. He had 35 points that night, and the Bulls were down 22 at one point and fought their way back to in the fourth quarter. So it was an impressive comeback, but we weren't able to maintain it the entire way through. Kind of fell short in the final 3.5 minutes of that fourth quarter. And I'm not going to usually dissect games like this, but it was just so disappointing to see a team up 12 almost with less than 4 minutes left in the game just blow a lead to a team where in Charlotte, where Terry Rozier is arguably your best player. Now I know Devontae Graham out of Kansas is going to be good. PJ Washington out of Kentucky, shout out Kentucky, that guy's going to be amazing. But we just cannot be having that when we're trying to fight for an 8th seed in the playoffs and we're losing our opener to the Charlotte Hornets. So a couple other things I would like to talk about that game. Coby White looks very promising. I want to dissect. I'll talk about him in a little bit when I talk about some rookies of the week. But Coby White looks amazing, especially in that game against Charlotte. He played decently. Now I need to see more from Zach LaVine. I will say in his last 2 games he kind of looked better than that first game. He looked passive to me. He would get a fast break layup instead of dunking it. You know, he wouldn't take a 3. He would look to pass the ball, and that's not usually characteristic of Zach LaVine. I would like to see him be more aggressive. He is vying for an all-star spot this year, and I definitely think he could, considering it's the East. So I'd like to see him take that next step, and especially maybe become an all-star this season. Wendell Carter needs to take the next step. We know he's a good rim protector. I just think his defense is pretty decent, as I've stated, but his offense needs to take that next step, and he can become a good player for the Chicago Bulls that we need him to be because our center's spot isn't that great anymore. So we need Wendell Carter to be that guy for us. Disregarding offense, Thomas Satoransky looked decent. He had some really nice hustle defensive plays, but overall, you can't be having 2 points in your debut for the Bulls. That just cannot be happening. I need to see more from Thaddeus Young, who we signed in the offseason. I need to be seeing more from Chris Dunn. I have mixed opinions on Chris Dunn. I really don't like him, but a couple of these games that he's been playing, he's a decent backup point guard. He's one of the top backup point guards in the NBA. That's without a doubt. And Otto Porter, you're getting paid too much. Like, you are not contributing in the way we need you to. So that was my takeaway from the Bulls side of that first game. As far as Charlotte, this is sad. Terry Rozier is arguably their best player, and he dropped 7 points in a home opener. That just goes to show you the talent on the Charlotte team is just god-awful, but yet they somehow managed to win. And I'm not surprised because that's the Bulls for you. You let PJ Washington, in his rookie debut, first game in the NBA, 27 points with 7 3-pointers. That is unbelievable. That is unfathomable because this dude in Kentucky, he could take a 3, he could knock some down, but he wasn't hitting 7 in a game. And in his first NBA game with pros, with Zach LaVine, Lauri Markkanen on the court, you're letting him do that. Same with Marvin Williams. That man caught fire from 3. Devontae Graham went off for more than 20 points. These guys are rookies and unexperienced players that the Bulls are just letting score. We were not defending the perimeter at all. So many threes.
Hornets again in a hurry. Transition 3. Oh!
126, 125 loss. That one really stings. We should have had that one in the bag. But we did come back and beat Memphis the next night. Some other opening night takeaways. Actual open night, which was Lakers, Clippers, and then Raptors versus Pelicans. I know y'all saw the Twitter. If you will follow the Twitter at HoopParadise7, I posted a video of an older clip that we did when Miles and Mo were still here. We talked about opening night predictions, and I went 2-0. Not to brag, but that just goes to show that I can see what's going to happen this year. I know everything. Clippers are winning the title. No one's stopping them. Just kidding. Don't mark me down for that. Big opening night storylines, though. LeBron, what are you doing? LA is your town, right? That's what you want everyone to consider it as. When they think Los Angeles, they think LeBron. But you let Kawhi come into your building, although it was a Clippers home game, and just dominate you. I mean, he played less than 30 minutes almost, and the aging is obviously going to be inevitable, but that opening night was something else. I wasn't expecting that to be without Paul George, and they still lose. So I was kind of concerned about that for the Lakers, but they bounced back recently with some wins on their record, so they'll be all right. In the other game, Pelicans without Zion Williamson, obviously out 6 to 8 weeks with torn meniscus. Hate to see that, but you kind of expected the Raptors to win a game at home, opening night, getting their championship rings. It's an electric atmosphere in the building, so that was obviously going to happen. Pascal Siakam looked really good. The next night, the same night the Bulls played, my biggest takeaways from that, actually had a lot to say. So biggest one was Kyrie's 50-point overtime loss to Minnesota. That was heartbreaking. He had an amazing final shot attempt. If that went in, I would probably consider that one of the top 3 regular season buzzer beaters in NBA history.
When in the season opener.
Oh, we're going to go hero ball.
6 seconds left in overtime. The Nets down by 1. Irving lost his footing. Regathers. Fires! Off the mark at the horn!
I've never seen a guy take it up the court in the free throw lane damn near, fall to his ground while he's doing like a reverse off the bounce dribble, like then pull up fadeaway. That would have been incredible. He missed it just a little bit, but still a great game by Kyrie. And the Brooklyn Nets, I'm going to talk about them in a little bit. Some other things from that first night: the fight between Luka Doncic and Bradley Beal.
Guys, right now.
Wow.
Technical foul on Bradley.
He just got thrown out. He waved off the officials. He gave the official the wave off, and he just got tossed.
What? Talking about short temper. Fans don't like that, though.
Bradley Beal got thrown out of the game for that. Want to keep looking towards the Dallas versus Washington matchup this year to see that again. I know Beal and Doncic are kind of cool after the game. It's something to keep an eye on. The Detroit Pistons, Andre Drummond and Derrick Rose took off that night. What else do I have? Justice Winslow and the Heat got a nice win without Jimmy Butler on opening night. Damian Lillard, what do I have to say? Although Portland lost to Denver that night, Damian Lillard looked fantastic. And a surprising point for the New York Knicks, RJ Barrett looks very promising. So Knicks fans, although you're 0-3, keep your heads up because RJ Barrett is the truth. DeJounte Murray for the Spurs, coming back off injury from last season, he looked really good. And I would call him Andre Wiggins because I forget who this man is. Terrible. Andrew Wiggins plus minus in that opening night game against Brooklyn. -26. Just 21 points on 27 shots. Get off the court. Get out of here. Go to the rec league. Like, what is that garbage? You are the number 1 overall pick, and you are playing like trash. But good thing for the Timberwolves is Karl Anthony Towns is a monster, so we'll get to him in a second. But that's my takeaways from the opening night. The Warriors hadn't played yet, though, so we're going to talk about the Warriors. What has happened? Now, in my regular season prediction video, I had them 5th seed. I'm not retracting from that statement yet because I believe Steph Curry, he was my MVP candidate. He's my pick to win, in fact, so I'm not giving up hope on that team yet. But it's not looking good through 2 games. Now, I know they played the Clippers, but you cannot be losing to the Thunder, and especially not be down 30-plus at a certain point, 40-plus almost. I mean, it's kind of ridiculous. So just a couple of my opinions on this. Although you're without Willie Cauley-Stein right now and obviously no Clay, that's no excuse to be losing these games. I get the Los Angeles Clippers game, Kawhi and the Clippers are going to be – I don't see many teams beating them, although Phoenix Suns, we do have to talk about that. As far as the Warriors go, though, the biggest thing, I think it's D'Angelo Russell. You need to step up. I mean, you have 6 points in 23 minutes against the Thunder. That's just unbelievably bad compared to what you were doing in Brooklyn last season. You need to step up and help Steph, take some load off of Steph's shoulders. I mean, he can't be leading this team to a 5th seed in the West when you're out here messing around like that. Draymond, 10 points in 23 minutes. I mean, sure, Draymond's not that scorer, but he has to step up. That Clay's gone, KD left. Someone needs to fill that role, and I just don't see it being filled right now. Steph's doing all he can, 23 points. Like, that's great, but come on now. I mean, the Warriors need to step up in this Western Conference. They need to show that Kevin Durant wasn't the only reason they were winning. I mean, it's looking that way right now. We'll see when Kevin Durant gets back next year. I expect big things from the Brooklyn. This is jumping way ahead, but they're the 2021 NBA champions by far.
He's an idiot. Don't listen to this. He's an idiot. All right, that's what we got to say about that. He's an idiot.
Second team, brought it up earlier, the Phoenix Suns. What a surprise team so far. 3 games in, they're 2-1.
I gotta admit it. I did not see this coming. In a million years, I did not see this coming.
Should arguably be 3-0. Now, what's surprising is DeAndre Ayton, last year's first overall pick, suspended by the NBA for drug use, 25 games. So that means he missed the game against the Los Angeles Clippers. So did Ricky Rubio. He was not in for the Suns. So Devin Booker stepped up and took over that game, draining threes down Patrick Beverley's throat.
Comes away with it. Long, deep three. Registers the three-point hit. And Booker barking right back at
beating the Clippers 130-122. That's a very impressive win for this young team. Some people had them on the verge of playoffs. I definitely don't see that yet. I mean, 3 games in the season, nobody can say for sure. But that alone, just beating the Clippers, is a really impressive thing to be doing right now. And the one loss they had is to Denver in overtime, 108-107. I saw great plays from Jamal Murray, Jokic. That Denver team is tough, so I understand that. That Denver team arguably could be better than the Clippers. That might be the only team I see right now that I could say that about. The Clippers, I think that was a fluke game. Don't get me wrong. They're definitely better than Phoenix. But Denver is a team to be looking out for as well. Third team I want to talk about, Minnesota Timberwolves. They are the best team in the NBA by record right now at 3-0. And although they haven't played the best of competition, the Miami Heat being the best team they've played, they beat Brooklyn opening night, and they beat Charlotte, which shouldn't be a hard thing to do, but apparently Chicago can't do it. So, but the reason they're 3-0, in my opinion, is not because of Andrew Wiggins. God, no. Absolutely not. Are you kidding me? Karl-Anthony Towns is top 3 MVP candidates right now. He's averaging 32, 13, and 5. Those are godly numbers for him. People expected him to be taking that jump. I actually didn't. I thought Karl-Anthony Towns was kind of being unproductive recently. But this year, I think he's taking that step. And arguably best big man in the NBA. Joel Embiid might have something to say about that. Jokic might have something to say about that. But as far as it goes right now, it's definitely a Karl-Anthony Towns big man league, without a doubt. So Minnesota, congrats to you, 3-0, good start on the season. They did beat Brooklyn opening night, as I discussed. Kyrie dropped 50. Kyrie, just a monster right now. But Brooklyn Nets, I'm kind of disappointed. I thought they'd be as 5-6 seed in the East. I thought they were decent last season. That was with D'Angelo Russell. So you would expect replacing Russell with Kyrie Irving and signing some veteran guys around the team, it would elevate a little bit. And they're 1-2 right now. That's not horrible. You don't want to see them losing to Minnesota on opening night in Brooklyn. Now, Kyrie did hit that game winner the other night, so that was really nice.
26 seconds to play. Nets are down by 1. Irving, step back 3. Oh! Kyrie Irving buries it for the lead.
But then you lose again. So, I mean, it's back and forth with Brooklyn.
Good job. Ja. Carter for the win.
And so I don't expect this to last long, but for now I am concerned because 1-2 start when in a season where you get Kyrie, you're expected to take that next step. It's not looking promising yet, but I'm not giving up hope on Brooklyn. I definitely think they will be a playoff contender for sure. Now it's time to talk about players of the week. Now there's a lot of players that have performed really well, and their numbers are really inflated right now because there's only been 2 or 3 games on each team's schedule. So I know as far as points go, these numbers aren't going to stay the same. But just for now, I want to talk about some of the highlighted players of the week. To start, this is in no particular order. I'm just going to name 5 or 6 guys and then give my Rookie of the Year or Rookie of the Week kind of breakdown. But I want to start with Kawhi Leonard. Absolute monster. He's getting a lot of rest, too, which is incredible considering Paul George is out and the Clippers are still managing to win games against top-tier opponents such as the Lakers. So he's definitely in my Player of the Week conversation. Devin Booker leading the Phoenix Suns over the Clippers. That alone deserves a spot on the list regardless of what else has happened over the week. So definitely Devin Booker. Karl-Anthony Towns, as I said before, 32 and 15. Unbelievable. Trae Young leading the league in points with 38.5. That's incredible. Second year. Definitely taking that step forward. I think Atlanta is going to be a surprise team. 8 seed contender maybe. Chicago Bulls will maybe have something to say about that. We'll see. Kyrie Irving, dropped 50 opening night. What else? I mean, that's first 50-point game of the season. You're on the list, no doubt. And then Andre Drummond for the Detroit Pistons. I was considering putting him and Derrick Rose. Didn't know which to pick, but I went with Drummond because he's averaging 22 and 16. Crazy stat line. Rookie of the Year watch. I have 2 guys. I know there's RJ Barrett's not on my list, but he's been playing really well too, although he's on an 0-3 Knicks team. First up, John Morant. I know y'all saw that defense he had on Kyrie Irving the other night.
Irving against Morant. Irving blocked by Morant. We're going to overtime.
That's pretty impressive. Fearless, relentless as a rookie to be playing like that, hitting big shots, getting the assist for Jay Crowder to win that game. So John Morant's averaging 18, 3, and 6. That's really impressive for 2 games. So he's definitely on my list. And then number 1, a little bit hometown bias right here, but Chicago Bulls' own point guard, Kobe White. This man, like I said before, promising as hell. I'm really excited to watch him play. He just gets the ball moving. He hits open shots. He's such a consistent player. I see so much talent and promise within him. He's definitely my rookie of the year watch right now. 17-5-3, my bad. But yeah, him and John Morant are the 2 rookies that I have right now at the top of the list for Rookie of the Year. Next week, we'll be back at it again with another weekly NBA review. Hopefully, we'll see the Chicago Bulls get some more wins under their belt. Again, play the Knicks tonight. Let's not drop this one, Chicago. That's all I have for now. Hoop Paradise, thanks you. We're out.